Welcome everyone to the very first episode of the Super Senior Show. We're thrilled to kick things off this exciting new series. If you're an engineering student, you know what the struggles are: exams, labs, attendance, and assignments. But it's not just the academics that weigh us down. There's a lot of uncertainty as well. The world beyond our campus walls can be huge and intimidating and confusing as well. Well, that's where the Super Senior Show comes in. DC Society is coming up with this initiative where we bring in some of the most distinguished and prestigious alumni from NIT Warangal. These Super Seniors are experts in their fields and they're here to share their invaluable wisdom and experience with the rest of the NIT Warangal student body. Our goal with this series is to bridge the gap between the current student body and those who have already walked this campus before us, giving you the insight and motivation that you need to succeed. I'm Anivesh, this is Aaron, and without any further ado, let's dive right in and get started.
Thank you, Anivesh, for that. Today with us, we have someone truly inspiring for our first episode. He is a visionary entrepreneur, a tech innovator, and a wellness advocate, all rolled into one. An NIT Warangal alumni, he's the founder of Wellness, the creator of YogiFi, an award-winning AI-powered smart yoga mat that's transforming lives globally. With over 15 years at Cisco, multiple patents, and a passion for Make in India, he's a trailblazer for AI, IoT, and deep tech. Let's jump into an exciting conversation with Muralidhar and uncover the journey of turning bold ideas into reality. Over to you, Anivesh.
Right. So, sir, today's a weekend, sir. Today's Sunday. We do lots of fun here at campus, sir. So basically, we watch movies, we go outside and all that stuff. So we're just wondering, back in your time, sir, what were some of the things you guys used to do on the weekends? What are some of the fun things you used to do on the weekends?
Yeah, I think firstly I want to, I'm really excited to be a part of this series and like the opening batsman of this series. I think it's a great feeling. Thanks guys for that. So what do we do on the weekends, right? And especially if I have to go back, take a trip down my memory lane. It's like any of the especially in first year, second year, it's not like we do a lot of hard work. We also chill out. Definitely, Audi is a usual hangout place, or if movies are there, or even walking near to the lawns of ledge, all that usual thing. And we also go to play. We used to go out to play, some sport, billiards, and all that. That's near to the campus. And but one of the things that we have done as it's not like every year is the same thing, like first year, second year, third year, fourth year. So things become a little bit more serious in third year, fourth year, because campus interviews and selections. So in the weekends, we used to do a lot of mock preparation for the interviews. For example, I got selected in campus in Siemens. So Siemens was one of our dream company at the time, and it was not an easy thing to crack. So we used to do a lot of mock exams, like as if somebody from Siemens is coming and doing it. So one of those are the activities over the weekends. And otherwise, it was more of having good time with the friends, because we all catch up with each of their journeys and have fun, and it's like any other student life times. Yeah.
Sounds awesome, sir. So, sir, you're also an EC student, sir. We're also EC students. So for us, EC is considered one of the harder branches. So we're just wondering, was there a subject that you also struggled with when you were studying EC?
Yeah, I mean, EC is considered to be the toughest branch, right? And especially because professors are also not easy when it comes to getting either scores in the exams, and they level up the game a bit, which is a good thing. And I don't know how it is now. Is it like a peer level scoring and all that? But comparison. But at that time, it was absolute scoring for us, right? So, and one of the subjects, I think definitely everybody would have gone through a tough time is with the electronics lab itself, right? Like, I think it was one of the tough part to clear that. I'm talking about not theory, but more of practicals and labs and all that. That was the one thing. Otherwise, subjects wise, I did pretty well in all the subjects. My favorite is basically, of course, as you get into the communications, logic programming and all of those. I used to love.
Of course, maybe the more digital side of things, sir. Maybe
The digital side of the thing, I used to like it much. Analog circuits were difficult to grasp, especially in the labs. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you as a software engineer, also, I'm sure you're probably more inclined towards the digital side of things more than the analog side of things as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, given how you've spent your time in college and how you're spending it now, could you tell us as to how things have changed from the time you graduated up until now? Could you tell us a bit more as to how things have changed and what's happening differently with your day-to-day?
If you can just give a brief outline of how your career has progressed after you graduated until now.
Got it. So I graduated in 1998 EC branch and graduated with distinction and got the campus placement in Siemens Public Communications, and I joined Siemens and I didn't go for masters immediately. I studied at Siemens, and then I got an opportunity to move to Cisco in 2000. And in Cisco, there was a very good culture and very good support when you want to do masters. You can continue masters while you're working at Cisco. So it was like a distance learning, and I got my masters in computer science from Illinois University, Urbana-Champaign. And I really wanted the combination of EC and computer science. Because back then, I think I wanted to have a complete view, both from hardware, software, and other things. And I completed my masters, and then I was in Cisco for 15 plus years. And after that, I just took a leap of faith in terms of entrepreneur journey, because I wanted to do something that can give back to the community, do something for sustainability, health. So I started on my entrepreneur journey in 2016. It's been 8 years now. I did 3 startups. So in terms of how the lifestyle and things have changed since 25 years back to now, one of the major things is, technology is part of our lives now, right? And back then we didn't have cell phones, or we didn't have even getting into computer lab. It was always like by some kind of a booking system. We used to have Sun Microsystems monitor, I don't know, very big desks and all. But now everybody has their laptop, so a lot of things have become very accessible. We had to the only source was library. The only source was searching on Netscape communicator for internet. So it was very limited access to have to acquire knowledge. But now I see a huge change, right? Like transformation. It's like you have so many sources to grasp knowledge. You have so many ways to grasp more than what your course has in the EC academics, right? And the other thing that has changed is the lifestyle has become more busy. Even though there were a lot of comfort, a lot of accessibility, it's also become very busy, because it was not like we had a lot of time. Back then we had a lot of time, but now it's like, yes, we are squeezing a lot of things in that limited time. So productivity, time management is becoming very, very important now compared to back then. So that's what I can say. A few changes. Otherwise, I think I always love to be in touch with young people like you guys. I mentor a lot of people. I'm an advisor to some startups. So I like to be in touch with young people because it's like positive energy and positive vibes.
So what you said about that is very correct. So the barrier to that sort of higher education has now been broken, sir. So now all that information and knowledge is online, and we can all access it very easily, sir.
Yeah.
That's a huge change from your time to our time.
Huge. Big change.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, sir. So you'd mentioned that you took the leap of faith from going from Cisco to starting your own entrepreneurial journey. Can you tell us a bit more as to what inspired you to take that leap, to transition from your extensive career at Cisco to founding your own ventures, sir? And what is the spark behind your most recent venture that you plunged into?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's close to my heart whenever somebody asks a question. So it's not easy from moving from corporate to startup, because corporate has a lot of cushion. You have your monthly salary coming every month. you have your cushion to do a lot of things within the corporate setup. But as a startup, you have to figure out yourself, so like entrepreneur. So what made me take the leap of faith? So 2016, before that, I'll take a rewind back to 2012. So 2012, I had a chronic neck and back pain issues because of my typical IT. You're always working, you're in the front of a laptop and doing a lot of work. I ignored my health and kind of posture. And then I also working. I was managing the entire worldwide service provider business. It was tough for me to handle different time zones. But I did stretch a little too much, and that created health problems, which got me into a situation that I have to go for a spine surgery back then. So then, because both my lumbar and cervical spine had issues. So in that process, what happened is, fortunately, I came across another doctor who second advice said, you can avoid surgery if you follow some changes in your lifestyle and you do yoga and some of the therapy aspects. So then I got onto yoga as more like a patient of yoga, not like a practitioner. And then eventually I recovered without medication, without surgery. And that felt like, there's something in this science that our ancients have done, like, and it is doing more to your body, your mind, and your overall stress. Back pain disappeared, neck pain disappeared, a lot of other health issues disappeared. And in that process, I became a yoga trainer also, a certified yoga trainer. So from a yoga university in Bangalore. And then in that process, when I became trainer, I started helping a lot of people, just to give back to community and all. I was with Cisco. But then I realized it was always like, you need to motivate people to get onto yoga because you need to bend, you need to stretch. It's not like going to gym and raising like some dumbbells to do bicep, because that is all external, very easy. But yoga was always not an easy for motivate people. So then I felt like, there should be a motivator, there should be a guide. And then as a trainer, I also felt when you do a Zoom class like this window, you can see small windows. You can't see really what's happening behind the scenes. And some people turn off camera. So I felt like, how do I make this happen? And then it was in my mind that that spark came. One of the yoga sessions I was doing, I came out of the yoga session. I saw my mat. Like, we have smart watches which is tracking your footsteps, calories, and vitals. Why is there nothing to track yoga?
Yes, sir, exactly.
So why is there nothing to track physical activity? Let's say you are doing body weight exercises, push-ups, squats. You're doing asanas. So like, can I have something? I was looking at the mat. Can this surface become a smart surface? It's a renewable. And that's when the spark of idea of YogiFi came. But trust me, even though idea came in 2018 around that time, so I was having this process going to learn yoga, understand the depth, and then experience the problems people are going through. There's a word called white space. You can search in intellectual property world. They say white space is a problem statement nobody has solved.
Okay.
So I was able to find a white space for yoga.
Yes,
and so when the YogiFi happened. So, and before YogiFi happened, I did 2 more startups. So I felt like, I cannot just jump to something which nobody else has seen in the world. It's very tough to do something which is not in the world, right? Like, where is the reference? Where is the research? So before getting into YogiFi, I did 2 more startups into industrial IoT, SaaS, e-mobility. And how the leap happened is mainly because of IEEE. You must have heard about IEEE.
Yes,
so
sir.
as part of IEEE Electronics and Communication Society, EC Society, like you guys, but I was part of IEEE. And I met some very good people in that IEEE group. And one of them is Ravi Kiran, who was also my colleague at Siemens, and he was my senior. And we both discussed why, and he already started his entrepreneur journey. And I said, Ravi, I want to join hands with you. So that's when I took the leap, saying that no, because see, usually entrepreneur journey is seen with a lot of risks, and obviously you have to take a jump. But the satisfaction and the learning you get is tremendous.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
It's huge. So I felt like, if not now, when? I took that leap 8 years back, and I felt like it was the right time. And I can never I never regret about that, because it's a great platform I got into.
Yes, sir. So, sir, are you all right now, sir, with the yoga and everything? Is there?
Yeah,
It's completely fine now.
I can do extremely complex back bends.
Okay, nice. Maybe we
I
should also
can
look at
do
yoga.
I can do anything which is very complicated, because chakrasana and lot of halasana, those are complex things which I could not do with my back pain.
Yes, sir.
But now it's like completely recovered.
Yes, sir. So you talked about how you already had two other startups previously, right, sir? With previous two Wellnesys, you already have a lot of experience with startups, from software as a service to AI to e-mobility and a lot of different sectors. So, so what exactly is your approach when you're trying to identify market opportunities, and how do you go about then developing a product and then putting the product out in the market? So, like technically, how would you go about it? How did you go from like the ideation process all into the deployment process of that sort of startup product?
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic question actually. Thanks for bringing it up, because most of the times entrepreneurs go after the trends, market, and all that. I don't know, maybe I took a different approach totally. I'll tell you what. I took a totally different approach. I felt like, as an entrepreneur, what is the end goal? You want to make a difference in the world. You want to create a dent in the something, right? And for that, you have to go after a problem which is growing, not shrinking.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's say environment, pollution, sustainability. These are all growing problems.
Yes, sir.
Health is a growing problem. Every year there are more diseases, more chronic illness, lifestyle issues. Now, diabetes, hypertension, cancer, you name it. Everybody is getting these problems, not in 60s but 40s, unfortunately, right? Even 30s. So I felt like, I need to pick a problem which is growing, so that I can stay in the game for long term.
Yes.
And that's number one. Second is, I need to pick an area which I'm very passionate about. And I feel pandemic has made everybody learn that health and environment are equalizers in today's world.
Yes, sir.
Whether you're rich or poor, or whether you're money or not, whatever, doesn't matter. Your health is wealth. Environment, if it is not in a good shape, you saw Delhi air quality and pollution, all these things, right? It can impact anybody who has money or not also.
Exactly, sir. Yes, sir.
So then I felt like these are the two areas I picked up, and I wanted to help. So first startup was into solar and industrial IoT and SaaS business. Second was into electric mobility. The third was into YogiFi. So I picked up that way. To be very honest, I didn't do a lot of research. Okay, how big is the market TAM? What is the SAM? How is the total addressable market? What is this? Will this become unicorn? Or I never had such my thing in the mind. I was only looking at, it should be a longer term problem, and the problem should be growing, and it should be something that close to my heart, that I believe in.
Yes, sir. And then you're passionate about it, you can work towards it, right, sir? If you're not passionate about it, then it falls apart.
So for example, if you see Elon Musk, he has done Tesla for electric mobility. He made that segment to be the category creator, the luxury EV. It was not there before, right? And same thing SolarCity has done.
Yes, sir.
And same thing he has done with SpaceX. So the point is, we should be, as an entrepreneurs, take the bold risks to do something which is not there in the market. If it is incremental thing, it is okay. It's not like great thing, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you talked about the general ideation process, right, sir? So you talked about how to find the market opportunity and stuff. So, sir, from that point, how would you go to maybe like building a team and then developing the product and then sort of putting it out in the market? What are the sort of steps that go into that, and how would you have anything to say about that, sir? Or how do you push the product out into the market?
Yeah, I think that's the critical part of the entire startup journey. So what happens is, I'll tell you how I did it. Okay, and it may be not the standard practice and process. So any startup, right? The foundation is the team, and the founding team and the initial team members and what kind of people you bring into the team. It creates that kind of culture and bonding. So, for example, in my company now, people who have they have been there for 5+ years, right? And that requires a lot of patience and perseverance and all that, right? So initially, my idea was like, as a founder, I have a vision, and I come up with this vision, which is very strong and compelling.
Right.
I always remember Jeff Bezos' words: "Never compromise on the vision, but you can compromise on the details, on how you achieve the vision." So the vision was so compelling that my vision was, how do I bring yoga as a daily habit? How can I make mobility as an easy to adopt vehicle? Or how can I avoid the range anxiety for the electric vehicle owners? How can I make people to avoid this back pain, neck pain, diabetes by proactively following something? So these are the vision statements. Then I used to be a salesman of this vision, because I didn't have anything. I have only vision and idea, and maybe I did some prototype along with you guys, and that's it. I mean, I brought my very young guy like you guys who just graduated from the college, ECE guy, into my company as a co-founder.
Oh, wow.
Because I wanted the mix of young talent, young blood, and senior experienced blood. Because today's world is not about experience at all. It's about a drive. Somebody has a drive to do something. So I brought a young guy as a co-founder and another senior person who was a professor, and they brought them together and they said, okay, let's build a prototype. Then I started, once I built a prototype, then I spoke to many people. Hey, we built something like this. And I spoke to some of my school friends. One of my co-founders is a school friend. We met in a reunion. I showed this, hey, we have done a prototype. What do you think about it? And he's from US. So it's like, he got on board. Then I got a PhD from IIT Bombay and one lady from there. And she brought the algorithms and AI. So we all got together like a team, and organically we developed. And it was not easy. It was like, at initial time, you don't have money, you don't have capital. You have to bring people. We have to be on a in a build phase. At the build phase, we will not get any capital. Only after you put something out in the market or put something compelling, then people will get capital. So it was a organic growth, I would say. It's not like, we raise capital $1 million and then bring people times. What happens with that is that money becomes foundation, then that foundation will not be strong. The foundation has to be people, like-minded people.
And so what you also did was you also brought a very diverse group of people, right? So you brought you got really young people, older experienced people, and that brings a very very organic environment as well, to bring new ideas and stuff.
Exactly, organic growth. It took time. You have to water it every day, and so it grows. Let's say you do the other way, organic. I have an idea, excellent idea, and let's say I raise capital, I bring people. It works a different way.
Right.
Maybe the bond will not be strong enough. Maybe it will be only, it's only short term. So.
I'd like to ask you about leap of faith, which you mentioned. So it is quite daunting to go about and establish startups as a student, because for us, around us, we're used to seeing people take corporate jobs in well-established companies in hardware or software roles. So how would you advise the students of our college to tackle this problem and adopt a mindset that is needed for them to go beyond their 9-to-5 jobs and take the leap of faith and become an entrepreneur and think outside the box and push beyond the regular jobs?
Yeah, I think I'll probably give you a couple of suggestions and ideas. Maybe if you can build this into your overall college culture and the atmosphere. And one is, I think you guys should be extremely lucky. You should feel that extremely lucky, because this is a great time to be an entrepreneur. A great time. There's so much of ecosystem, be it funding, be it corporates, accelerators, and access to talent, and everything is so very well developed compared to how it was before. And I tell everyone, start when you are when you are still young, because the kind of either you fail or succeed doesn't matter. Even if you fail, you learn a lot, and that will set the path for the next, or the platform for the next. But it's worth trying something, unless you have certain liabilities at in terms of education loan or whatever, and family liabilities. But if you have cushion, startup is the best way to go about it. So how do you start with this? One is, I always feel like we need to bring the culture of Silicon Valley in US. Stanford and all these guys, right? Like in third year, fourth year, only in their dorm, they start the companies. And I'm not suggesting you guys to drop out. Please don't do that. But kind of get this culture started. How we can do it is, the best way for you to start bringing that culture and to understand that is work as an intern in the startups. Don't pick the corporates for the internship, but pick the startups, right? And why? Because you understand how the startup culture is. You acclimatize yourself with the dynamic environment. You grasp the technologies. You grasp a lot of things, right? So whenever you have an opportunity to start applying for internships in the startups, that's number one. Number two is, have hackathons and ideathons in your college, where you kind of run with, of course, support from a college or outside, depending upon how you guys want to do, and pick up a few themes. And this is what even I've seen in IITs, people are doing it. Like, pick some very good teams like robotics, AI, Gen AI, or some fun challenge where build something cool and start to showcase. And let's say you're getting a good validation, you put this idea out into like some pilot or trial or something. Like for example, there's a company called EPIC where I'm invested in. It's an NIT Warangal alumni startup, EPIC. It's an electric bike. So they did some pilots. So what I'm saying is, they started this company when they were in college, NIT Warangal.
Okay.
And you should search EPIC, and then how they went on to raise capital once they came out of the college and all that. So college is a great lab and a playground for you to start doing something. And best ways to get the culture going is through hackathons and ideathons, and pick some things, reward them, give them some ideas. You can also reach out to alumni like us and see, is there any funding or angel support or anything we can do to our extent possible. And I think the best thing is to do these two things, internships and ideathons and hackathons. At the same time, if you want to really apply for a job, go ahead and apply. Don't do that. Like, don't just wait for only startups and all that. If you get a good job, good company, have that in your hand always, because it gives you more confidence when you have options, right? So I would not say that, hey, don't apply for these corporates, because corporates also give you a very good experience and learning. But just that, I think if you also learn 1-2 years in a corporate, let's say Google, Meta, or App, any of these companies, right? Like, you also know, even in these companies, there is some ideas, some startup culture. But just that, I think, it may be not so exciting like startup, but it is also a great learning. You get a good cushion from a salary and everything, which you could use maybe for your startup.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Practical approach. Very practical approach.
Yes, sir.
So get an exposure to startup world when you're in college. Get some idea, something, tinker, do something, but apply for the job. And if you get a job in startup or corporate, go for it. get 1 or 2 years idea experience,
Yes,
and
sir.
then let's say if one of your ideas in the lab is only picking up well, if you get funding, great, go for it.
Yes, sir. Right.
But don't bootstrap with your parents' money and all that,
Yes, sir.
because bootstrap is very risky at that age.
Yes,
So
sir.
you should get funding, then go for it. If you don't get funding, join the company, corporate, save some money, use that funds to start the company.
Yes, sir. So in fact, I really like what you said, sir, about sort of joining these startups, internships, because the problem with these corporate companies is you're often a very small part of the company. And obviously, you can't learn as much, you can't grow as much. Whereas in a startup, if you join a startup company, you understand the startup culture a lot better. So as you said, you improve a lot. You can sort of train your skills a lot better as well. In fact, sir, actually, you also talk about hackathons and ideathons. And so actually, we have an IG club on campus, and they're conducting a lot of those ideathons and hackathons right now. And a lot of students are actually trying to come up with startups and stuff like that. So, sir, actually, on that note, sir, we actually have another question for you. So,
can I add one more point to the previous question? Just one more point. Again, based on the real experience, there was a same NIT Warangal graduate. She passed out in, I think, 23. I think, passed 23 or 22 or 23. I don't remember exactly, and she had a great offer in her hand, okay, from a company, and that company, I don't want to name the name of the person in the company, anyway. So it's a very big company, and because of whatever job scenarios and all that, they didn't confirm the offer. They didn't confirm the employment. So she graduated, but they did not take her. Okay, and in some of the NIT Warangal group, I said, hey, I'm looking for a fresher. I have some position open. She applied. We onboarded her.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is sometimes having something in our hand is giving you that advantage. But if it doesn't happen, also you have to have a backup option.
Yes.
Maybe if not you're starting up, you do join a startup.
Exactly. Yes, sir. So you are an angel investor, right, sir? You invest in a lot of startups and stuff like that. So, sir, actually, we at NIT Warangal as well also have a lot of startups coming up. We have some students who are trying various different things. So, sir, what we want to ask you is, as an investor, sir, what do you look for in these companies before you invest your sort of money into these startups? What are some of the things that you look at when you're investing in these companies?
Yeah. I invested in around 10 startups now. Some NIT Warangal, some outside, some already established. Overall, I think what I look for is like, first thing is people. Who are the part of this company, and what is their passion, what is their commitment. And I also look at one thing is, what are the challenges they overcame, right? Like if the strength of the person, the character of the person is judged by, not by marks, not by scores, but by the kind of challenges personally or professionally or academically they overcame. Okay. So that shows the character, like how do you bounce back? So I look at that kind of a thing because entrepreneurial life is not easy. Like you have every day some new challenge thrown up to you. So you take risks, you go for it. If you don't take risks, there's no meaning of startup. You have to take risks. So, and again, you have to risk versus reward thing. So my point is, I look at people who can actually face challenges, handle crisis, and that perseverance and all that, right? I really don't look at the pedigree so much, to be very honest. It's not about pedigree, which college, what, and all that. It's all about their passion, their perseverance, their character, and what are they solving. If they're solving something really interesting which aligns with my thesis, I go for it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So taking into consideration the things that you just mentioned about developing soft skills and everything else in between, so what is one advice that you would give to current students of NIT Warangal in terms of how to deal with the up and coming industries, and what skills they would require to acquire a decent position in today's world and not slip off or fall prey for AI as it is?
Especially today, sir, in today's world, AI and technology is advancing very quickly. So how can we as students keep up with that? And what are some of the main sort of skills, hard skills and soft skills as well, that you would advise us as young students to upskill ourselves in?
Yeah. I think that's a very interesting question. So I think the main thing that, if you ask me, yes, AI is evolving so rapidly, and it is taking away some jobs, right? And that's the truth. But I think the one thing that I would advise is, technology has been evolving for the last few years, right? And for the last few decades. Some jobs are becoming redundant, but some jobs are getting created. So my only suggestion is, look at building that character. That's what I keep saying. Like, for example, if you keep solving challenges, keep solving any of these crisis situations, obviously you'll become a stronger person. Rather than focusing too much on only academics, look at overall personality. So one of the things that I want all of you to start picking up is somewhat like business skill, where how do you really do a lean product, a minimum viable product? How do you build something with little capital, with people? So people capital is so important. Like, how do you bring people together? It's a underrated skill. It's not easy to bring people together, execute something and show something. I'll tell you what, it's not easy. Sometimes somebody has a lot of money. Somebody doesn't have any money. But still they do something. I feel like those skills would give you so much of confidence that AI cannot even compete with. This is human intelligence, human capital, or human intelligence is that creation by bringing people together. You could use AI as a tool, but you could use something else as a tool. But your own path, you create something, right? You get so much of confidence that you can face any kind of crisis. Okay, that's the only advice. I feel like don't get hung up too much on academics part. Academics is important.
Yes, sir.
But you will know more and more after you come out. Academics is only a very small part of it.
Yes, sir.
So it's a very small. I mean, it is giving you a job. It's giving you certain competitive advantage. I'll tell you what. After you come out to the world, we're all equal.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Yes.
We're all equal. We're all equal. We may be working along with somebody from a local college in Bangalore, or any. It may not be. It can be IIT. It can be NIT. So what is the one that is differentiating the talent is, the character, the perseverance, the patience, the zeal to do something.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
That is a game changer. Right? It's a level up kind of a thing.
Yes, sir.
So, and maybe I'm asking you, all of you, to do one thing is, see if you can adopt a meditation early on in your life.
Yes, sir.
So beautiful practice that everybody is adopting now, because mental health is going to be a game changer. Like how strong you are, how able to you sustain. So have some time meditating or doing yoga, something to kind of create an overall personality. Then in no AI can do anything about it.
So can I paraphrase you by saying academics is not that important, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
We're going to tell that to our professors.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I'll be very bold about that. Like, I think we were there. I think I divided this into 3E, not EC, but triple E. Okay. One is education. Second is exposure. Third is experience. Okay. Education is foundational block, but it is not the only thing. You need to have exposure. So I would say that you guys have to expose yourself to world, be part of the events, be part of industry events, do an internship, be proactively looking for hackathon opportunities or something like that, right? That is exposure. Third is experience. Experience is what you would gather from internship or working in a company or working in a startup. and learning and even doing yourself certain things.
Yes.
What is the difficult thing, can you tell me, in the startup? Most difficult thing?
Maybe getting the team together, sir. As you said, getting a team together is quite difficult. That's a skill to build on.
Getting the funding that is required or the faith of investors.
Sir, is it maybe just getting the entrepreneurial mindset, something, sir? Maybe taking the leap of faith.
So it's basically this is called 0 to 1. You should also read this book by 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. What is 0 to 1 is, there's nothing, there's an idea, and even if you're able to take it to a minimum viable product or 0 to 1, taking something to the market or to your initial customer base and transforming that idea into a real thing is the most difficult part.
Okay.
You may be able to get funding, you may be able to get team. It's all part of the process, but getting something out into even if you're building a simple software, showing it to some users, making them pay or making them subscribe, not an easy thing.
Right. Yes, sir.
A lot of ideas are there in your minds. Everybody has ideas.
Yes, sir.
Make that something real, tangible.
Yes, sir.
You see, YogiFi is now got to that level that everybody knows about YogiFi, and you're interviewing me because of YogiFi, because it's a product that has come out of the idea.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
It's in the market. It has gone global. So this is what is the fun part of this whole thing.
Right. Yes, sir. I do have lots of ideas, sir, but often bringing them out and actually creating that idea, that's, as you said, that's very difficult, sir. That's the most difficult part.
So a lot of ideas. How do you filter them out? How do you get the clarity? Is through meditation and yoga. You get the clarity, you achieve what you want to do, and you are focused.
Yes, sir.
What I see otherwise, jumping from one to ideas, nothing will happen. So do something, even if it is small. 0 to 1 is important.
Yes,
so as someone that has seen the world much before us and has had a lot of exposure in both corporate and entrepreneurial worlds, so I'd like to ask you if there's something that you would have done differently. Going down the memory lane, is there something that you would have said, no, instead of doing this, I would have done this so that my career path would have changed ever so slightly to make an impact?
Yeah, I think I waited till 2016 to become an entrepreneur, but if you ask me, maybe I should have started in 2010. So earlier the better, because as you age, it's not about physical age, but also your responsibilities and everything, and your things will go up. So the risk appetite will slowly come down, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you ask me, I have to do one change, maybe I should have taken a leap of faith maybe 5 years before, is what I feel. But having said that, I think another thing I would have done differently is I also did certain things could have done differently. Is I went in a very hardware. So I would have done something first with the software and then hardware. But I did hardware product, which is not an easy one also. So hardware is hard. Electronics is hard. So maybe I would have brought an app first into the market.
Right. Yes,
and
sir.
then brought some community and then all that. But maybe the journey of YogiFi was different because it took 3.5 years to get that hardware to become optimal.
Yes, sir. That must have been quite a journey, sir. Building the YogiFi yoga mat, that must have been quite an interesting journey.
Lot of way.
So also, I have one more doubt, sir. So you were also an NIT Warangal alumni, sir. 1998 passed out, just like us. Sir, how did NIT Warangal help you out, sir? How did NIT Warangal take part in shaping you to the person you are now?
Yeah, I think one thing is NIT Warangal is the foundation, right? Like, the kind of maybe I would say how I shaped myself in that 4 years. And I didn't go through certain crisis situations. Like I had my second year, I had some health issue with the mess food not fitting for me. And I had to stay out and do continue my semester. A lot of serious health issues happened, but I overcame and managed it. But I think I would say the foundation of NIT Warangal, the whole campus, the education, the team, the friends actually, I would say, and more than of course, of course the faculty and everything, but actually the friends, the group.
Yes, sir.
We are still in touch. We celebrated our silver jubilee also last year. So I would say that network is the net worth. I always say this thing: network is your net worth. How strong is your friends? How strong is your community? How strong is your ecosystem? People will help you in different ways. For example, one of our super alumni, Dr. Shastri Garu, he was our angel investor, and NIT, I sponsored Spring Spree one of the years as YogiFi on this thing, and so I also gave back, and I also got some.
When was that, sir? Which year did you?
22, I think. 22.
Oh, 2022. Okay. Right. So that was the year before we joined. That's 1 year before we joined.
I sponsored it, Spring Spree there.
Oh wow. Okay. Nice. So this year also, sir, can you?
Definitely, you can reach out to me. I think if you guys are doing something, let me know. But I think the main thing is, I think I would say friends, community, seniors, alumni.
Yes, sir. I like that saying. The network is your net worth. I like that saying a lot, sir.
Yeah.
All right, sir. So I think this is around. We're going to get to the end of the interview, sir. Sir, so now we have the last round, which is the rapid fire round, sir.
Okay.
So we'll ask you a couple of questions. Okay, we want a really quick rapid fire answer. All right, sir.
Okay.
Sir, firstly, what is the mess food that you secretly loved?
Godavari.
Sir, are you an early bird or night owl?
Huh?
Are you an early bird or night owl?
In college, I was not able. Now I'm a bird. Change happened.
So, if not engineering, what else would you have pursued?
Pilot. Commercial pilot.
So, one word to describe your entire college experience.
Exhilarating.
Sir, if you could meet one famous personality, who would it be?
Swami Vivekananda.
That's a good one, sir. What is the most bunked class, sir, when you were in college?
Analog part of the classes. I think we used to go to one movie also. I think DDLJ. I think we went to bunked and went to movies.
Awesome, sir. And also, sir, what is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Meditation.
And sir, finally, what is the one thing you miss most about NITW?
Today or what I'm missing?
Yeah, what do you miss most about NITW, sir?
Fun.
Fun, exactly.
What I'm missing, fun. Free life, fun. Free bird life.
Yes, that was last rapid fire question, sir. Sir,
Thank
it
you.
was so much fun, sir, having you on for this alumnus series. We learned so much.
Yes,
It was super eye-opening, and it was just really interesting, sir. Fascinating.
Awesome, guys. Awesome.
Sir, finally, do you have any final message for the NIT Warangal student body?
I think just keep rocking, guys. I think NIT Warangal is a great institution. Be proud. I think it has a great opportunity to be the institute of innovation in terms of innovation. Come up with beautiful ideas, innovate, take risks, and
Yes.
that's the only message for me from my side.
absolutely. Thank you for spending your.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for taking time out of your day to join us, sir.
Awesome.
Very,
Anytime, feel free to reach out to me for anything. Okay.
Thank you,
Awesome.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good night, sir.
Have a good night, sir.
Great.